Hello everyone and welcome to the team builder for the finals of the TBL. Your New York Empoleons are here one more time in season 2 of the TBL. We are going to be going up against the Orange City Orangurus and TShen, who last week managed to outlast his opponent in a 66 turn forfeit of a stall fest in which Suicune couldn't hit Gastrodon and Gastrodon couldn't break through Suicune, and it ended up being his opponent forfeiting to not make the battle go over 100 turns. So, TShen's here. We've faced him before, we've lost before. His team beat me last time. I couldn't answer Choice Scarfed Victini. I had a lot of trouble getting through Suicune once some of my wall breakers went down. And so he ended up beating me in a 2-0. It is the worst loss we've had this season, and we have a chance at redemption here, but we have to earn it. We're not going to be handed it. He is going to come with everything he's got. So we've got to come at him just as prepared. Now, obviously last time was week 10 of the regular season. My team was designed to have a little bit of fun, and now we're here for the championship. This is it. So we're going to lead off with Skarmory. Skarmory is going to be holding the Rocky helmet. Stealth Rock, Whirlwind, Brave Bird, and Roost. This is a pretty standard Skarmory set with the exception of its EV spread, which is obviously, as you can see, careful natured with 212 in special defense. That allows it to guaranteed live a Volt Switch from a Magnezone after Rocks. So if he does put Rocks up on my side of the field with Landorus or Claydol, I can survive a Volt Switch from the Magnezone, which I expect to switch in every time I bring in Skarmory. So if I bring in Skarmory and he has the Magnezone still alive, I'm just going to immediately switch Skarmory out just about every time. I have answers to Magnezone, my biggest one being Hothead. Now, I will talk about him in a second. Before that, we will get to Gold. Gold is my Latias this week. Latias rocking the Choice Scarf, EV'd with 180 speed and a timid nature to outspeed Choice Scarf Victini every time. The only thing it wouldn't... excuse me, I'm a little bit sick. The only thing it wouldn't outspeed being a Choice Scarf Ninetales or a Choice Scarf Espeon, which I don't necessarily expect him to bring. And if he does, it's really good information to have it. So, we are rocking 252 special attack and 180 speed with a timid nature. The rest just got dumped into HP for survivability. It is going to have Psyshock, Draco Meteor, Energy Ball, and Healing Wish. Now, Choice Scarf Healing Wish could come in clutch. I was doing some team prep, and trying to do some test battles with my friend Joe, and he brought some stuff that... basically, he burned me with Scald a whole bunch of times. And having the ability to Healing Wish the Scald off of one of my other Pokemon, having it able to Healing Wish into something else that is a bulkier wall, can definitely turn the tide of the battle. And I want to keep that in mind if I know that this thing is going to go down and can't do much damage if it's, you know, whatever happens, and I can use Healing Wish as needed. So that is a just kind of like bailout button. Just click it as I have the win condition ready to go, late game, mid-late game to try to get a sweeper in there. Next up, we have Hothead. Now, like I said, Hothead is going to be the answer we have to Magnezone. Besides Motor Drive, which is super useful, it also has access to Earthquake, which is super useful. Now, he could be rocking Air Balloon. I could see it. As a secondary answer, we are going to be using Brick Break. Brick Break helps us get through the Aurora Veil that Ninetales can set up, as well as being a generally useful type coverage to have for things like Magnezone, Mega Gyarados, etc. Earthquake, Ice Punch, Thunder Punch, and Brick Break. Icium Z was kind of arbitrary. I wanted a Z move, obviously, but I couldn't think of which one to use, and I was thinking about what his team has, and the only type of move that I have that nothing on his team is immune to is Ice. And so I figured if I just need to get a big hit off and I can't for sure say what he's going to go into, I can just click Icium Z Ice Punch. The other thing that does is after an Intimidate, Icium Z Ice Punch OHKOs Landorus. We are EV'd to guarantee to outspeed Landorus, so that way I can actually get the OHKO on Landorus with the Ice Punch. It also might OHKO Claydol, although the set that he's running might allow it to survive. But because of the fact that it's nothing is immune to it and it OHKOs the Landorus, I figured Icium Z is the look this week. That way I can take the Intimidate and get off a big attack afterwards. Next up, we have Exor after Planet X, coming soon to a solar system near you. Anyway, 244 HP, 12 attack, 52 special defense, 100 special attack, 100 special defense, and a sassy nature. This thing is a wonky set this week, but we are going to be using Leaf Storm for the first time. Leaf Storm, obviously, for Suicune, Claydol, Mega Gyarados. I mean, it hits everything, and it's super strong. And with 100 special attack investment, it allows us to almost OHKO Suicune, but I couldn't justify putting more into it. This was more designed to survive certain hits. After Leaf Storm, obviously I don't want to be using special attacks, so I do have it mostly physical this week with a big Leaf Storm coming off, which allows me to hit those things super hard. Earthquake for Victini, for Magnezone, stuff like that, and Knockoff for just general purposes. Knockoff will allow me to hit Victini super effectively. It'll get rid of the item on Landorus if he does decide to switch into that on my Venusaur, which is entirely possible. He could go into something like Ninetales. Knockoff gets rid of its item, which could be like Clay, which could be really clutch late game. And then Synthesis, which I know with the Ninetales is not the best move to have. I thought about Leech Seed, but with Espeon, I know Espeon's a safe switch into Venusaur a lot of the time, so I just didn't want to run Leech Seed and have my moves get completely wasted and have him get his Espeon for free. So even if I only get 25% back, that's still 25% on a Mega Venusaur that you have to deal with again, which can be a decent amount. So definitely something to consider. Next up, we have Jellicent. Jellicent is going to be using Scald, Hex, Sludge Bomb, and Giga Drain with an Assault Vest. Yes, we are running a modest-natured Jellicent. Max special attack, max HP, 4 special defense, just because we had those 4 left over. And Water Absorb will allow me to switch into the Suicune very freely. He could run Toxic, which would obviously be the worst-case scenario, but my Jellicent having Giga Drain allows me to hit his Suicune as hard as I possibly can. He can't touch me back with any real move. And if I can use Sludge Bomb, or Scald and get the status, then Hex does a lot more damage. Now this thing is run Assault Vest because it handles Espeon super well. It handles Special Victini relatively well. It obviously handles Suicune. It takes hits from Magnezone just fine. It takes hits from Ninetales just fine. So I have a lot of answers. A Freeze Drive from a Ninetales, for instance, max special attack, Timid, which is what I calced. Ninetales will do 25% to an Assault Vested Jellicent, which is ridiculous, and Sludge Bomb's going to do a lot of damage right back to it. So I haven't run an offensive Jellicent yet in the TBL, so I figured let's give it a shot. Base 85 special attack is nothing to sneeze at, but it's not anything special either, so we'll see how this goes. And our final Pokemon is going to be Infernape. My first overall draft pick here in the TBL is going to be our final Pokemon, Brick Break, U-Turn, Stealth Rock, and Flare Blitz. This thing, yes, you'll notice I have 2 Stealth Rockers this week because I want those Stealth Rocks up. And I don't expect him to let me get them up with Skarmory, so I'm tempted to try to get them up with Infernape. What I can do is get them up with Infernape. If he spins them away with Claydol, use Skarmory later. Infernape is a lead Infernape. It's got the Focus Sash. If he has the Espeon, that's the only thing that would keep me from wanting to lead this. Ninetales is scary, but not that much of a problem. Obviously, he can't generally stay in on an Infernape with a Ninetales, because if I click Flare Blitz, he's going to just get rocked. But I think I would probably just click Stealth Rock in that case. Last time I did lead Infernape, so if he doesn't bring Magnezone for whatever reason, which I don't expect, I expect him to bring Magnezone, but if he doesn't, then I lead Skarmory and get them up. If he does have Magnezone, then I lead Infernape, and I try to get them up. Now, I think that this Infernape, sorry, I should go through its EVs first. 252 attack, 196 with a Jolly Nature allows it to outspeed any base 100s, aka non-Scarf Victini, and then everything else in the team besides Espeon and Ninetales if they are timid with max or a ton of speed investment. And 60 HP is just wherever the rest got dumped into. Now, this thing having U-turn is pretty crucial to my team's success. For instance, last time I led Infernape and he led Victini. Now that I have U-turn, I can scout to see if he's Scarfed and know for the future of the game, which would have been really, really helpful if I had stayed in and clicked Stealth Rock last time on his U-turn. But I think that this thing, I might lead with it, I might not lead with it. I think the play with this, though, is to make sure that the Focus Sash can stay intact. If he does lead with the Ninetales, the problem is that if I don't U-turn, I break the Focus Sash just because of the hail, regardless of whatever else happens. And I don't love that option. So if he does have the Ninetales, and I expect him to lead with it, this thing coming Again, it's a decent lead, but it's just maybe not the look. But I do need to prioritize getting the Stealth Rocks up more than I did last time. Having 2 Pokemon with Stealth Rock makes it more sure that I'll be able to get them up. But I don't want to just lose Skarmory to get Stealth Rocks up and get it trapped in a Magnezone. That's definitely not what I'm trying to do. And I think being able to switch out the Skarmory on the predicted Magnezone switch, because he's going to go into it every time because it hard walls Skarmory, and going out into Hot Head or Blazer allows me to get a ton of momentum really, really fast. And so I think that that's probably going to be the way that I decide to play the game. But we'll see. Obviously, the whole thing is going to go up in the air as soon as I see his team. So I hope everyone is excited for the finals of TBL, because I just babbled on for who knows how long. I am stoked. I am terrified. I am thrilled to be here, and I am thrilled to show you guys that battle tomorrow. As soon as it goes live, we are going to start prepping for Season 3 of the TBL. So just so you guys are aware, Season 3 is right around the corner. It's only 3-4 weeks away as it is. So just be aware of the fact that those videos will be coming really, really soon. But I hope you guys stay well until tomorrow and enjoy the battle, however it goes, win, lose, or draw. Hopefully not a draw. I will see you guys tomorrow. Take care, everybody.